So this is my first video. It's going to be kind of corny, but it's an introduction of who we are. We're in my kitchen right now. It's a little messy, making dinner, and just got done making salsa. We have our lamps lit for this evening. We do have electric, but during the fall and winter, I tend to use our oil lamps a lot to try to save on energy. I tend to like the light, and if it's too warm still to light the wood stove, my husband and I tend to like it cooler in the house anyways. This tends to just kind of take the edge off the room, make it a little warmer. But anyways, I just wanted to introduce myself. My name is Caressa. I was originally Kansas Prairie Light Homestead, but I changed the name to the 1919 Vintage Farmhouse Homestead. But anyways, the reason why is because this house was built in 1919. It was my husband's grandparents' house. They actually moved in 1928 when they got married. They raised 3 boys and a girl in this house. And we came to live here about 14 years ago. And we actually have 3 boys and a girl. So it was kind of fitting that we moved into this place. And, you know, like his grandparents had raised the 3 boys and a girl, we were doing the same thing. And these grandparents were very special to my husband. He was very close to him. He lived just north of here, about a half a mile. And he loved coming up here and spending time with his grandparents. But anyways, we came to live here 14 years ago because we thought we were going to help his family out, kind of with some things and be able to spend more time out in the country. We lived in a small town that was actually drug infested, and we wanted to get out of that situation because our kids couldn't even go outside to play because of stray dogs and things like that. But anyways, we moved out here, and our kids attended public school for a couple of years. And then we decided when the school district was going to combine that we would homeschool our kids. And at that time, our oldest was in 6th grade, and our youngest, she was in 3rd. Anyways, in 2007, we decided to start homeschooling, and the first thing I did was I asked them what in history they had learned, and I asked them, did you read Little House on the Prairie in school? Did you, what kind of things did you do to learn about, our pioneer, frontier, ancestors? And I had been a para in their school, and I had sat through a few classes, and history was pretty vague to me, what they were learning. But anyways, they didn't really have an idea. So we started studying some pioneer books and stories, and going through them and just kind of getting hands-on and learning what they would have put in their wagons and doing things like that. And so I asked the kids one day, I said, why don't we try an experiment and we live per se off-grid for a week, just like the pioneers. And so the kids liked that idea. So we ended up, we got water out of our faucet outside. I cooked outside. We had a smoker that had a firebox, and that's what I cooked on. I made coffee outside. They just really got the full experience of having oil lamps and eating by lamplight, and we ate foods that they would have had pretty close to it. The kids even dressed the part, which was cute at the time. Sorry, I'm a mom. But anyways, they learned so much from that, and I started thinking, okay, I'm going to take this and I'm going to run with it. I'm going to start teaching them survival skills, more pioneering skills, because of course the economy was going crazy and just tons of stuff going on. I thought, I need to teach the kids this stuff. I was already making candles and made homemade lye soap and stuff, because I wanted to learn as much as I could. I wanted to have those skills. So anyways, I taught those skills to them through all the way up through high school. My husband taught them how to build a shed. They milked cows with my husband at his job from probably, they could barely reach a cow all the way up until they left high school. So anyways, that was huge skills for them. My husband farms, so they were able to run tractors and hand milk a cow here at the house, take care of chickens, take care of beef cows, cats, dogs, horse, rabbits at one point, things like that. But I know my oldest, he's kind of taken those skills and said, I would like to live that way. I wish I could live up in the mountains. I wish I could, do all this different stuff. And I told him, I said, well, it takes time. We've never had a lot of money. So, being frugal was one thing that I had to learn to do. I've made a lot of mistakes. But I'm still learning. I can our food. We have a garden. We hunt. We have a pig for the first time this year that we're actually feeding, and we're going to butcher ourselves. I'd like to explore a little bit more with the off-grid thing. I've been talking to my husband. We watch a lot of videos. But it's just been one of those adventures that has been interesting. I'm going to continuing on this video. Basically, I had started the Facebook blog, about 4 or 5 years ago, and I have had a hard time keeping up with it. It's hard to sit there and write. Facebook's not really a blogging thing. I did do a homesteading blog through it was a site. They're actually a homeschool blog now. But anyways, I did that for quite a while. Just writing about our days and things that were going on. And anyways, there's been years where my garden didn't produce much, or we got so busy that I couldn't can, or, the hunting didn't go well that year, and so I've made a lot of mistakes on learning how to be more frugal when the produce wasn't there, or couldn't can for the year. This last year, our garden was horrible because we had two of our kids are moved out, and so we had 2 other ones at home, and one was finishing high school and the other one was working full-time. And then when my daughter graduated, she went ahead and started working full-time. She was actually milking cows and working for another company. So anyways, and then of course they were getting ready for going back to college, and I don't know, it just seemed like everything fell apart this last summer for us. I just couldn't keep up on anything, and sometimes I was getting discouraged and just felt like giving up. And I don't know, I've always wanted to do the YouTube videos because I'd been asked in the past. I would make butter and Velveeta and yogurt and things like that, and people would ask me, well, why don't you make a video and post it on YouTube? And I'm like, yeah, well, I don't know what I'm doing. So anyways, with my husband and I talking more about this stuff, I've just really got a burden since, this election this year is so crazy, and just the threats going on, and I don't know. I've been doing a lot of praying about it and having my husband watch the videos and kind of get ideas on, watering systems with rainwater for, if we don't have a well. And I want to get an ice box for the kitchen. Every refrigerator we've seemed to had here seems to quit within a few years. They don't make anything good anymore, it seems like. So I told him, I said, I really want an icebox. I just want to do away with the electric ones and find one of the old ones and refrigerate my food that way. I'd like to find a old 1920s kerosene stove and convert it to propane. I have a cousin that did that and actually used that. But I have an outdoor kitchen. It's kind of pretty rough. And my son built it for me this summer. And I have a 2-burner stove out there. My plans are to start canning out there because I have an electric stove in here and you can't can very good on it. And it seemed to do better when I was canning outside and could kind of keep the heat outside, you know, didn't have to heat up the house. But anyways, I hate that I'm rambling on, but I just wanted to give an introductory of what I've been doing. This is actually where the refrigerator sat, and we have a microwave there. And my plans are to get rid of the microwave. I told my husband as soon as it dies, we're not getting another one. I don't want nothing to do with it. And it's already on its last leg because this summer we had a brownout. And the brownout affected a lot of our appliances. And just some weird things going on. And the microwave took the blunt of it, surprisingly. But I know I've not had one in the past and I've gotten along fine, but my kids thought that they needed one to microwave things. But anyways, I'd like to, you know, do some outside shots of the farm and everything to let you guys know what's going on too. And like I said, this is just introductory of who I am and where I'm coming from. My husband and I, of course, are by ourselves right now with all the kids being gone. So we do a lot of stuff just with him and I, and makes life really, really busy. And he's still milking cows. He's trying to find